What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony, aka the Center of the Chaos and Controversy, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach this topic of discussion because it is going to be very, very touchy when giving my 2 cents, putting my perspective on it, and addressing the issue. And this has to do with what I've been seeing here on social media when it comes to the toxic criticism between black men and women. And what is being highlighted is the input coming from women within the black community and outside as well, addressing the black men who go by the definition of the passport bros or whatever, and basically criticizing them for going outside of the U.S. and trying to seek, you know, companionship from women wherever. Okay. When it comes to us being adults, we are free to make our own decisions to get involved with whoever we choose or decide to be involved with. Um, a lot of people feel like they're the gatekeepers of who should be able to date who and who they shouldn't be able to date, this, that, vice versa, what have you. Um, to try to condition the heart to, how should I put this? Stay true to a particular format in regards to dating. Well, that blueprint just got dismantled over the years, so to speak. Do I care for people bashing or putting other people down to justify why they're dating people outside of their race or why they choose not to date within their race or whatever? I don't find that to be acceptable. To some who have experienced what they've experienced, it might be validated, and I really don't have much to say about it. But in my perspective, I just don't find it acceptable. Because the way I look at it, it boils down to the poor choices that we make. I know because I myself have made those damn choices in the past. Um, I could sit here and say that the white women that I dated ain't shit. So fuck white women. They're all this or they're all that because of the poor choices that I made and the type of white women that I chose to get involved with. The same could be said about black women. If I feel some kind of way about black women, it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that they're black. It has to do with the type of woman that I chose. If I chose some stupid ass hood rat, this, that, or whatever, whatever, instead of going for someone that was well educated, got something going for themselves, ain't about the street shenanigans and shit, then I ain't got no one to blame but myself for the type of person who I chose to get involved with. I can't put every black woman in the same category based on the fucked up choice of the type of person that I chose to get involved with. That goes for the women with the men. If you chose a Pookie or a fucking Ray Ray or some thugged out nigga because you chose not to get involved with a decent black man, now you want to sit there because you chose the derelicts of society, the one that isn't productive, the one that goes in and out of jail like it's a revolving door. There's no real future with that person, but you feel because you are at some kind of level and they're at their type of level that you feel you're But you don't want to be with a man that is of your equal. And that's based on your choice. So you can't sit there and shit on all black men because you chose the lesser of. And when that brother tried to holler at you and you shot him down, now you want to be mad because he chose to go elsewhere and don't want to pay you no mind because you all of a sudden came to your fucking senses? Help me understand that shit. And yes, I'm addressing this because I'm seeing that this is what's going on within the black sector of social media. And then you got these other females that are sitting there chiming in talking about, oh yeah, I'm not giving these brothers a chance because how bad they talk about females. Well, I don't condone that shit. Do I say that sometimes it happens? Yeah, but I don't think it happens as often as I hear a lot of black women putting a lot of black men down. Because the criticism that I hear coming from black men about black women is their criticism of them. How they're being talked about by them. So if by right, you're like, I don't want to deal with that kind of woman because all they're doing is bashing us men, why do I want to get involved with them if we ain't shit in their eyes? I don't, I don't, I don't like, for example, like for me, like when I hear a lot of white women who say that they don't date white men because this, that, and everything else, that they only date black men. To me, you only date black men because, in my opinion, it's a type of fetish, or it's a type of rebellion against, or you want to piss somebody off, whatever, or cause some kind of conflict or whatever to a certain extent. Unless I see that there's a genuine undertone to the reasoning behind why you got with this person, and there was no other ulterior motive, then that shit comes off sounding ignorant to me. Because as I would say, when addressing the whole situation with the criticism and the conflict and the arguments going back and forth between black women and black men and shit, I say the same thing with the white women. I'm like, you can't put all white men in the same category based on the poor choices that you made with who you got involved with. I mean, because I never really hear, or I can't say I've actually heard anything coming from white men saying, "Oh, I ain't dating white women because da 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 da." I mean, and if there is, which I'm sure there probably is, but the percentage is probably below the radar that finding an example to present and put in front of me is going to be far few and in between. But I just wanted to say this. Based on the choices that we make whenever we get involved with somebody, has to come with a sense of knowing what kind of expectations realistically and who you are compatible with. Um, if you're trying to find someone who is perfect, you're bound to be disappointed because ain't nobody is perfect. I tell people right off the rip, I'm flawed. I'm flawed like a motherfucker. If you're looking for perfection out of me, you're not going to get it. I'll tell you what you will get. You will get a person who is hardworking, dedicated, faithful, and don't play games, My kid comes first. That's first and foremost. And I'm not with the shenanigans. I don't go out and entertain like the bars and stuff like that because all that I have done in the past was just get my ass in trouble. So I stay away from that element. Um, I'm about the foundation, building, and it's the blueprint that I seen and the structure that I saw growing up when it came to the parents who had adopted me. It's like my mother and my dad were like a team. They worked hand in hand. They helped each other. They were like each other's stepping stone to get to a point where they were successful. My mom being the brains of the family and stuff, she intellectually, that woman is off the charts. My dad, he's smart within his own right, but hands on, there's nothing that that man cannot do. And together, I could say they were the success story of what I would think a lot of black people would love to aspire to. Both with looking at the example of a nuclear household, a family that's still together. My parents are still married. They're pushing 70 right now. Adopted myself and my sister because my mom couldn't have kids. That didn't stop them from being together. And that's another thing too. When it comes to any kind of obstacle or something that's challenging that is put before a couple in a relationship, people are so quick to just throw in the towel and just be like, "Nah, I don't want to be with you. I gotta go." Whatever. And it's like, you know, I don't know. But I think that the arguments going back and forth between both black women and black men are very trivial at this point. There's enough division that's going on, and there's a lot of people that are looking at us, and they're very critical of the black community, and they're looking at us like more so now than ever. And everybody got their opinions about black people. You got everybody having something negative or bad or trying to justify why they have, their prejudices or their biases towards or against us. And we're just feeding them that shit too. We're just like, yep, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And we ain't taking a step back and checking ourselves, holding the mirror up to ourselves and say, we got to do better. Because that zero fucks given and I don't give a fuck attitude and nah. What is that doing? I mean, it's just not making any kind of sense to me whatsoever. And if you feel on either side that you want to date outside your race, that's your choice. No one could tell you who you can and cannot be with if your heart is in the right place. But you don't have to put somebody down to justify why you want to be with someone else outside of your own, so to speak. I don't think that is mature in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I didn't want to make this into a hour long sermon. I didn't feel like I wanted to preach, the gospel to people on giving them relationship or dating advice or whatever. But it's something that I want to address to show how petty and juvenile that this situation amongst ourselves have gotten. But anyway, that's all I got for tonight. Until next time, until next video, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and you already know how I do. Peace.